That's impressive. Honestly, though, I feel like if you took that guy's commentary and put it into, like, a different sport, like, if you took that and, like, put it over...
Baseball.
MMA.
Oh, sorry.
Baseball, I feel like that'd be a little extreme.
No, I think it'd be great because let's all be honest here. Let me just say what everybody's thinking. Baseball's boring on TV.
I sort of agree with
like,
that.
I want to know, like, don't get me wrong. I totally get it when you have your home team and you're watching and it's like, you know, the playoffs and you're like, if it's an interesting game, not saying that they're all boring. That's not what I mean. Like, if it's like down to the final inning and like you got to get like one home run with one home run, but 2 actual runs that come through, like, you're like, yes, like that's interesting. But like baseball in general sometimes can be painful because there's 9 innings and like they have edited the game like with different rules and stuff that makes it so long. And like I get that that's like the 9 innings is like the core of the game and like 3 strikes are out, all that kind of stuff. But like if you watch baseball at this point in time, like I can't even tell you, like I think everybody feels this way. Like the pitcher, I feel like takes so long to get started up to throw one pitch.
Well, there's that, and then you also have to think like the batter. Like, do you really need to take off your gloves and like adjust the straps and like stretch and point to the stands and everything like that before every hit?
See, I think for the first first hit, I get it because like that's like if you have ever, even if you've played sports when you were a kid or if you play sports now or if you've ever performed before, like those nerves, like you just have to move. Like have you like my cousin, like he wrestles, so like I've seen him like jog off like his energy a little bit just to like get down to that like calming feeling. But then there's also like, you know, that's with any sport though, not just like wrestling or baseball or whatever. Like there's like, you know, like if you've ever danced or cheered before, like I cheered for years and we would go to competitions and like that feeling right before the music hits, it's like your heart is like beating out of your chest and like in that moment, you can't move at all because you're being judged from the minute the music starts to the when it stops. So you only have that small time frame. But like for the baseball players to wrap it back out, like I get that first one, but like it's like every single time they're up. And like these guys are pros. Like they do it like a lot of them play every night. You know what I mean? Like there might be like a break in between, but it's like usually every night. And it's like it's just overwhelmingly like repetitive because they take so much time. But I think the game is cool. Like I love going to games. I love being able to get a beer and like a hot dog and like sitting out in the stands. Like I prefer like the high seats because then like you can kind of chill and you know if you're not around some families you can have more than one beer and have a little bit of fun.
Do you remember when we got hit by a hot dog?
What?
Remember when we got hit by a hot dog that one time?
Nick got so mad.
I literally lost my shit. We went to a baseball game. We actually had like really good seats.
They were great seats.
We were pretty close to the baseball field, and there's just these like drunk ass kids next to us. Which look, I get it. Like I've totally been there more times than I'd like to admit, but it's just like her and I are sitting there. We're having a nice time. I have a beer. It was Dollar Dog night, so we had a couple hot dogs.
And I was DD that night, so that was cool.
Yeah, she was DD that night, so she got a free soda. It was cool. Went, got her like a little hat because it was cold. Got her the Fanatic on it. And everything.
Just as a heads up, we're in like just to kind of like give some basis here. We are like from a suburb outside of Philadelphia, so we are
huge
Eagles fans. We are Phillies fans. We are Flyers fans. We are Sixers fans.
We're everything.
Am I missing anything?
Philly sports out the
Philly sports crazy. So that's who we're rooting for. If you hate us, we get it totally for that.
Actually, I don't. If you hate us, fuck you. Anyway, so moving forward.
We're at a Phillies game. There you go.
We're at a Phillies game. And we're sitting there and everything's good. Just, you know, we're having a nice night. And then sure enough, I feel something like whiz by my face and I look on the ground. There's like a hot dog.
It hit my foot.
It hit her foot. And
it was okay. I was fine. I didn't get injured.
Yeah. She wasn't injured. Thank God.
I almost lost a toe.
She almost lost the toe.
And you can't walk right after you lose a toe, right?
You know you can't walk right, especially if you've been hit by a hot dog before. You know them shits hurt.
Right.
Anyway,
they're heavy.
So fucking hits your foot, and then you immediately are like, somebody just fucking throw a hot dog, because you get like instantly aggressive. So then, and then look, I'm just saying, it's the truth. You're a hothead a little bit.
Sometimes, yes.
A lot of times.
But also, like, you have to remember, like, it wasn't during a time where, like, the fanatic was, like, driving around the field shooting out hot dogs. Like, when that's happening,
can you not use that hand motion when talking about hot dogs? You're like, shooting out hot dogs.
That's
like,
the motion, though.
No, it's not. It's not the motion.
Okay, fine. Then it's not that motion. But he was shooting out hot dogs. Like, that wasn't happening. So, like, that's normal at a Phillies game. What?
Shooting out hot dogs.
You keep doing it then.
All right.
That's your favorite then. That's his hand motion. That's his hand motion now, okay? But the Philly fanatic wasn't doing that. So these kids, they were like, it wasn't even all of them. It was literally just one guy. And he was like slizzed. Like,
they were in our spot when we got there. So I knew it was already going to be a problem.
It was already like, it was like foreshadowing for the night.
You know how like when you pull up to a stadium for like a sporting event and you go to your seats and like you just know like there's somebody sitting in your seats already, and you're like,
they're good seats.
Yeah, and you're like, this person's just gonna be an asshole, and I already feel it. So we go, and I'm like, hey buddy, here's the tickets. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. And I'm like, oh Jesus. So immediately,
he was slurring all over the place.
Immediately, I was like,
he barely could get up. Honestly,
it was bad. And like, I'm like, if this dude makes it out of this game, he's punching a horse. There's no doubt about it. So
stop. We were there for that.
We were there for that.
We were there for that.
That was crazy. But anyway, that's a story for
another
day.
We're not talking about that right now.
But so going back, hot dog whizzes by my face, hits her in the foot.
In the toe.
What?
In the toe.
In the toe. She loses her shit, and I immediately turn and just go, who the fuck threw that?
My white knight. Knight in shining armor.
And
Let me stand up for my girl at a Phillies game.
This kid stood up so fast, was like, my bad, bro. It was honestly the funniest thing.
It was funny. I like felt bad. I was uncomfortable. I'm like, yo, like, you don't have to yell at him like that. And Nick's like, no, he needed to learn.
And he did. For the rest of the night, he was nothing but respectful.
And very quiet. It was great.
It was fantastic. And then, honestly, it was to the point where people in the stands behind us
like, thank you,
were coming up to me during the game and being like, yo, thanks, bud. Like,
are you okay?
Are you okay? Like, yeah, dude, it was a hot dog. Like, it wasn't a rock, but like,
I wish it was.
I wish it was too.
I'm just kidding. I didn't want it to be a rock. That would have been awful.